morning. Good morning, beautiful people. It's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. I don't know. Summer is leaving us. Fall begins September 21st. And that's just like, what, 3 weeks away or so? So it's a little disconcerting. I love summer. I am loving summer and I don't want it to go. So thank you, Paul and Christine Josie Bartlett for doing the DNC recap yesterday. I appreciate it. And if you want to read more about it, of what they both experienced, there's an article up on the New Haven Independent. Bartlett Josie sees Kamala momentum continuing after convention. Yay! So they were on the show yesterday talking about this, and it was a great conversation. People wish you wish it was Hillary. I sincerely don't believe that Harris is up for the task. God help us all. People are stupid. Like City Yankee too. It sounds about white to me. Always white people. Yeah, I gotta get this blood work done. Ah. So anyway, so yeah, it's a great piece. Thanks, Paul Bass, for writing it. I'm enjoying this whole piece on this whole moment in political history with Kamala. I have my Kamala. I've got all kinds of Kamala merch. Let me tell you, I had on my T-shirt yesterday. That's my pen. That's one of my pens. And I've got a brooch. And I've got it's about time. The time is now. So whatever I put on the day might change out of my caftan, I think. I'm gonna put one on. So thank you, Paul Bass and Christine Josie Bartlett. It was a wonderful conversation. Thank you, Jackie Buster, for the 10 o'clock show, 10:15 show, where we had a good conversation about Ron Lawrence and some of the cats that he played with throughout his momentous, illustrious career. So this Sunday is the second tribute, and it is to raise money for students at the neighborhood music school who are guitar players, which I think is a wonderful thing. So yay, 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 yay! Somebody's got to be raising money for kids, and so thank you to the Ron Lawrence Foundation folks for keeping his music alive, and bringing some great musicians together for a great cause. Great musicians. So it should be a really good time. It should be a really good time. Don't mind me. I'm just scratching lottery tickets. Because, I'm one of these people, I buy these scratch tickets and then they pile up. And then I don't scratch them. And then I scratch them. And sometimes I win a little bit of money, like, $50, $20. And then sometimes they expire. So I've got to be more intentional and better about how I spend my money. And how when I buy these tickets and just scratch them as soon as I get them. I don't know why I don't do that. Shoot. Let me win a huge amount of money. I'm gonna tell you something. It's gonna be I'm gonna be bouncing off the walls. Maybe not. I might be calm, cool, and collected. I don't know if I'll bounce off the wall. I'm not a bounce off the walls person. So anyway. Happy. Oh, so many birthdays yesterday. Lord have mercy. It was so can't even tell you all the birthdays that went on yesterday. So many birthdays in the last couple of days. I can't keep up. Happy birthday to everybody's birthday who is in August. Donald McCauley Jr. I mean, it was just birthdays, all over the place. Uh, I had to pull that up. Jay Robinson had a happy birthday. Uh, Carrie Ellington had a birthday. Ty Richardson had a birthday. Bella Biz had a birthday. Darn. Sade had a birthday. I don't know. Do I know Allison? I don't know Allison. Ivy Vera had a birthday. Jamila George had a birthday. Kai Perry had a birthday. Cedric DeBoles had a birthday. Sharan Maxwell had a birthday. Bruce Fellon. It was just Hope Chavez had a birthday. Sean Grace had a birthday. Oh, then tomorrow, birthdays are coming up. Susan Clinard has a birthday coming up August 30th. My friend Carlos Wharton is the 30th. Jill Marie Snyder is the 30th. Valerie Wellens is the 30th. Tarrant Fig, my friend in Florida, Figlio, and Damone is the 31st. The Inner City has a birthday September 1st. So many birthdays. Wow. Lots and lots of birthdays. So I just have to be ready. I have to be ready. Okay. Okay, birthdays coming through. Okay. So Susan's birthday is Friday. All right. Let me put it in my put it in my I was somewhere I could have I'll think about this. I'll think about it. So many birthdays. Okay. All right. All right. Happy birthday, people. Gonna get into it. Such great birthdays. Such great birthday. All right. So I am paying attention to politics. I see our former president is under another couple of indictments. Is he becoming the first citizen to hold the most indictments? Like he's got more indictments than organized crime bosses. And this attorney is not playing around. I saw a little piece on it earlier, and it's worded in such a way that it turns immunity on his head, because these courts have been stacked with Trump people, and they are doing what Trump wants them to do, and so they made a president like a king. So there are, when you got smart people, they'll get around all the stupid stuff. And that's exactly what's happening. So the Politico has a article up about, are the Republicans losing the cultural wars? And guess what's happening? And the cultural wars are at the local level, right? Like, they're putting all these people spending ridiculous amount of money to run people in local school board elections and all these other kind of stuff, city government, local government, all these things. And people are starting to wake up to this trickery, and they're starting to fight back because they recognize that these school boards backed by Moms for Liberties are just trash for education systems. They're just not doing our kids any service. We're making our kids stupid so that when kids stand on the world stage, they sound stupid, they look stupid, and they are stupid. And so you can't have these kinds of people dictating what ought to be taught when they are so ill prepared for higher education. They're only prepared to be servants and to work in menial jobs. You just can't have a whole population of that. So anyway, uh people in Florida and California and all these other places are fighting back against these crazy MAGA Moms of Liberty Trump supporting fools. And yeah. So I'm here for it. So I don't know if the Republicans ever had the cultural wars. I know they had some dangerous rhetoric. I know they appealed to some people because other people were asleep at the wheel. But I think people are waking up and starting to say, you know what? This is not the country I want to wake up to. I don't want to wake up to these grumpy ass white men talking about women can't do this, that, and the other thing. And men who have daughters and wives and sisters and grandmothers support this foolishness is beyond the pale. I don't get it. I don't want to get it. If you're supporting these fools and you've got daughters and sisters and mothers and wives and granddaughters and all this stuff, and you are supporting white men taking away their ability to be women and what that means and their ability to achieve at the highest levels of achievement, please, y'all are stupid as hell. I'm just gonna call it what it is. And listen, I don't care if I alienate people. I do, listen, zero, 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 zero. Because somebody's got to say what needs to be said to these folks and the way that they think. And they don't think about the whole country in totality. They take a very narrow vision, And the crazy part for me is they don't like Muslims, but they're damn near mirroring Sharia law. I don't think American men like women of any hue. I don't think they like women. And I say that because everything they do suggests that they don't, proves that they don't. So, I just had enough. So yesterday I read some disparaging news. The Breonna Taylor case where the unidentified cops break into the house, to the wrong house, pull guns. The boyfriend wakes up, pulls his guns because he thinks somebody's breaking into his house because, they live in a neighborhood where that could happen. And they shoot Breonna Taylor to death. So the federal judge says the reason why she was killed, they dismissed the charges against the police officers because the fault of the police officers shooting and killing her in her own bed to an illegally entered apartment is the boyfriend's fault. And I just couldn't read beyond it. I couldn't read. I just couldn't. It just crippled me. I just couldn't. I don't know how they come back with that. I don't. I even if you. I'm no attorney. Not. I'm not an attorney. I don't. I'm not an attorney. I just play one on the radio. I'm trying to become an attorney, but I'm not one. It seems to me. Uh, the, the first thing is you had a warrant for somebody who was already in custody. If somebody would have bothered to check, I I don't know if they don't have any technology at this police department. I don't know. Nobody's checking. You go to the wrong apartment. You go to the wrong apartment. To the wrong apartment. You don't identify as police. You just kick the door in, guns raised. In the middle of the night where people were sleeping. I don't know what they would do at their house if somebody kicked in the door unannounced. Ask these police officers what the hell they would do with a no-knock warrant. If somebody just kicked in the door, a no-knock warrant just means they could just kick in it, but they kicked in the wrong door. But the person that they was looking for was already in police custody. So the boyfriend does what a boyfriend would do: wake up, pulls his gun, and be like, "Who the hell are y'all in my house?" And the police start shooting, and they kill her. Now she's sleeping in her bed, and they kill her. And they say, "Oh, it's your fault, boyfriend." Because if you never would have fired at the police officers who never identified themselves as police officers, you think this happens to white people? Somebody show me a case where this happens to white people. Somebody give me a case that where it shows me that this happens to white people on the regular. I just want to see that. Does this happen to white people? White people, is this happening to y'all? Because you know, white people commit more crimes than black people. Yeah, they do. You know why? Because there's more white people in this country than there are black people. We are disproportionately in prison systems all over this country. But white people commit more crimes than black people. And nobody says to white people, well, you know, it must be your community, it must be them single mothers, it must be the economic, it must be all these, your uneducation, it must be all these things. White people don't be talking about white on white crime. More white people kill white people than anybody else. Black people not killing white people. White people are killing white people. But we don't have, but there's no one ever talks about white on white crime. We just think crime is just black. We walk in America believing that all crime is black crime, even though we are 13% of the population. But all the crimes committed are black crimes. That's all you see on the news. That's all you see on TV shows. That's all you see. Black people's our crime. We are criminals. And there's more white people in prison than there are black people. You know that? There's more white people. Just more white people. But nobody talks about, you know, maybe white people need some support. Maybe they need some help. We never have those conversations. I don't hear it. I don't see it. I mean, I guess when it comes to, methamphetamines, stuff like that, you know, that you see white people crying about the drug game. Oh, meth and all that stuff. Ketamine, all that stuff. Oh. So yeah, so that just bothered me yesterday about the Breonna Taylor. It just, this country just could kill black people wholesale. Just kill us wholesale and make the case for doing it. Just make the case for doing it. Kill us wholesale and make the case for doing it. You know, because people want to kill, because there are police officers who like the thrill of killing black people. Just like the thrill of killing black people. It turns them on. It has to. You must get some pleasure out of doing it because it keeps happening over and over and over and over. It's a very expensive thrill, you know. It is said that black women's life ain't worth a damn in this country. I have to be inclined to believe it true. When you get the news of that foolishness, it just breaks my heart. But it's not just Breonna Taylor, it's Sandra Bland, it's just every time I see the brutality of black women at the hands of police all across this country over and over and over and over again, you know, I have to be afraid. To be in America, to be a black person in America, to be an African in America is to be in a constant state of rage, you know, constant state of rage because we have to manage our blackness in spaces that we don't even everywhere we go. And that's men and women alike. Black women, we sit at these tables, they get annoyed if we raise our voice. They get annoyed if we're fat. They get annoyed if we take up space. They get annoyed, if we are successful. They get annoyed, if we're dynamic. They get annoyed if we raise concerns. They get annoyed. I mean, they're just always annoyed at black and brown people. White people are always annoyed, you know. So anyway, always annoyed. Anyway, I just thought I'd say that because it is, yeah, yeah. So, uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. So anyway, that's where I'm at today. I'm just thinking about stuff like that, you know, stuff like that, and where we are. Yeah, we need joy. I need a joyous campaign, and I'm not trying to band-aid over the feelings of anxiety, dread, fear, and just disgust. That I don't want to do that. I'm not doing that. I'm one of these people that I believe in feeling all the feelings. So yeah, but I also know uh uh I think this campaign is not going to be as hard as people think it is. Because I think people are really tired of Trump and all the people that come along with it. And it's time to stuff crazy back into the crazy box, you know. I mean, it's just, and it's embarrassing, when you travel around the world and they look at us and they laugh and it's like, y'all elected Trump. Y'all are supposed to be better. Y'all, this experiment of democracy is supposed to be the way to go. And y'all, and your people elected Trump. That's embarrassing when you're in places, you know. It's embarrassing. I don't care what anybody says, you know. So I'm just watching the press and how they talk about Kamala in ways. The press gave Trump so much grace. It was just a ridiculous. But then he's a white man, and of course they would give him grace. The New York Times is trash. It should be the New York trash. I have no faith. I stopped really having faith in the New York Times a long time ago. I just think they're just, the stuff they put up is clickbait, the stuff, and they used to be for me, the the upper echelon of newspaper and print. It used to be that for me. It's not anymore. I don't really have much faith. I think there are some good folks still hanging around the New York Times. I think they still have the ability to do some decent journalism, but for the most part, I just don't have much faith in them and the sides that they take. I don't think they ever take a side. I don't think they I think newspapers can take a side on the right and the side of humanity. I think newspapers can do that. And when you take the side of humanity in anything, you can get to the truth of things. You just lay the facts out and tell and the truth will be resoundingly bright. If you just get to the heart of the thing, say what it is. You don't gotta speculate or whatever. Present what it is, and then the truth will shine through. And please, I don't want people to like, "Oh, what is the truth? What is the truth? What is the truth?" You know what the truth is? Israel has to stop killing them Palestinians. That's one truth. The Congo needs peace. That's another truth. The Sudan needs peace. Stop killing those people. Just stop killing people. That's the truth everywhere in the world. Stop killing people. That's it. What's the truth in Ukraine? Stop killing them. Stop bombing them. Just saying. That's the truth. The truth is stop killing all these people. Stop doing it. Everybody just cease fire. Stop killing everybody. Then we could work out whatever the issues are. But no, we think we have to kill people and to kill them and to weaken them and to break them. I don't aspire to that because it does the earth such harm. It makes orphans. It starves people. It makes widows. And I don't see the point. What is the point? You may think from me talking this morning that I am depressed or annoyed or whatever. I'm annoyed. I'm not depressed. I'm happy. I'm a happy person. And I pay attention to the world and I want the world to be better because we have so much at stake. I have a couple of friends who are going through some serious medical ish right now. Serious. But I've got a bunch of friends who are in medical stuff. I got a good girlfriend out there in California who has terminal cancer and all these things. But she's been thriving for the last 20 years since I've known her, you know. But I have another friend who's just got diagnosed with a return of cancer and it's challenging. I have another friend who's in the hospital, well, is being transferred to rehab for some major surgery she just had, you know. I have another friend who um never gone to uses a naturopath doctor. Then now she has to go to another doctor, like a doctor. Not to say naturopaths are not doctors, but they're limited in what they can do. So you have to go see a doctor, another doctor, you know. So you have to deal with that. Uh so and I've got a lot of girlfriends who I a lot of women friends who are not taking their health as serious as I imagined that they would because they're very smart people. And so when I'm listening to them talk about how the anxiety of all of things have just prevented them from taking care, and I thought, where else is this true? Like, how many more of my friends is this true for? That women, are saying, if I go to the doctor and they tell me something, I have to deal with that. Now, I know men do this kind of foolishness because men are not bright. They don't take care of themselves. That's why men have wives. Because if wives didn't get on men, these men would fall down dead left and right. You know. So wives really save men's lives. That's probably the only good thing about marriage is that women take care of husbands. Husbands don't take care of wives, but they don't do the same due diligence that women do for men. That's what I'm gonna say. So it's women who are saving men, making them go have checkups and get their prostate and get their blood work done and take care of their health and stay on them about, regular appointments and checkups and dentists. Women do that. But women don't do that for themselves, which is crazy to me. And I get it because women don't put themselves at the top of their list because the list is long. And you know what we do? We'll say, well, when I get around to it, because I got to think about the kids and the grandkids and this kid and then that kid and da 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 da. And I'll get to it. And I got to go have. It's time for the mammography again. All right, you know. Oh, it's time for the gynecological exam. All right, you know. Uh, and we're all guilty of it. You know. You know. So. So. You know. Yeah, married men tend to live longer than unmarried men. But the 223, Harry posted up a study from the American College of Cardiology. And these are talking about white men. They're not talking about black men because they're never talking about black men because black men have a disproportionate number of them are diagnosed with prostate cancer and a small few of them survive it. So men who are never married are more than twice as likely to die within 5 years. Yeah, because married men are taken care of. Unmarried men are not taken care of. They're just not taken care of. Married men are taken care of. So never married men are more than twice as likely to die within 5 years of being diagnosed with heart failure than married men or women. Yeah, because married men are taken care of because women stay on top of it. Because when a wife gets the news that her husband has to change the diet, you know who changes the diet? The wife. She changes the diet. She changes the grocery shopping style. She puts different food in the house. Women do that. Men don't do that. Now, listen, not all men. There's a few men who will do that, who are running the household. But that's not the norm. That's not legit the norm. The majority of households are run by women. And so they're like, okay, you need to do this, 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 this. All right. And then when I go grocery shopping, I'm gonna get fresh meat, fresh vegetables, this, that, and the other thing. So women make it happen. Men live longer because of women. Women don't live long because of men. Women live longer because they have women friends. Because women have women friends. And they have a social circle that they could tap in. A social circle that is emotional and spiritual in its reach and in its tone. That's what women get. Women get that. They have relationships with women, and it serves a multitude of issues. It cures loneliness, it cures depression, it cures anxiety, it cures stress. Women friendships do that. That's why I'm always worried when women don't have enough women. I know women who don't have friends. I don't understand that. Friendship is the cornerstone of longevity. Friendships are the cornerstone of longevity for everybody, but for women mostly. Friendships, those kinds of intimate relationships between you and somebody else and somebody else and somebody else, where you could talk about the big things that are pressing on your heart and mind. Women can unpack that. They could unpack, and women could do it. Women can unpack what's going on with them over cocktails. They could do it at picnics. They could do it at brunch. They could do it at girls' night out. They could do it on a shopping trip. Ask me how I know, because I do it. I do it. I do it. You do it. So yeah, so now I'm thinking about how can I make a bigger impact on talking to women about their own health, as I tackle my own health concerns, as I tackle my own health concerns with lifting weights and trying to be stronger and losing weight, and what's required and what I need to do. I don't get enough protein, mainly because I do not cook. that much. I'm single. My kids are grown. So I'm not paying attention to cooking. And I'm a trained chef. But I prefer to eat out, which is fine. It's all right. I eat out all the time. I just have to eat more protein, you know. And I don't have a problem with carbs. Carbs, I don't think there's no, I don't believe in foods that are enemies. I just think portions, amount is the enemy, you know. I know I can't sit there and eat a bowl of mashed potatoes, maybe a small bowl, but not a mixing bowl of mashed potatoes. I can't eat a mixing bowl of broccoli either, you know. So yeah, so I have to think. I've been thinking about this. I know too many women who are just dealing with health things in isolation in ways that does not make sense to me, and I find it bothersome. I find it troubling. That's what I'm gonna say. So, uh, and I just lost a good friend, you know, uh, who put up a valiant fight. And it's still weird. I still think that I'm going to run into her. And I had another friend who just came out of the hospital maybe a couple of months ago who was sick. And I'm like, boy. And I don't know if I'm noticing it because I'm 61 and this is my cohort of sister friends and what have you, but I feel like we have to have larger conversations about our health. And so I think I'm going to have to schedule up some people to come on and talk about women's health stuff. Uh, I'll have to do that. So, Harry, I'm not here on Friday. I'm here tomorrow, but I'm not here on Friday. I'm going up to the Berkshires for a little day-long overnighter, just an overnighter, to breathe some Berkshire air, take some big gulps of clean air. I'm going to do that. But I think when I get back, I have to think about that. Oh, there's some UFO sightings up there? Is that where they've been happening? Oh, seriously? I have to look this up, Harry. I told you when I was a kid I saw a UFO. It was in the newspaper many years ago. So it was me and it was a bunch of people who saw it. Uh, uh, so it was real. I never thought that it wasn't real. I was like, that's a UFO. Okay, Harry, the last time the Berkshire Labor Day 1969 in Berkshire County, Massachusetts, when over 250 people allegedly saw a UFO. Huh. There's a whole lot of little UFO conversations. Okay. I find all this stuff engaging and intriguing. I just know there's last time I was there, I was told by a local. Okay. All right. There's a whole database that you could check out for UFO phenomena. I get it. The government has got to deny UFOs because people are stupid. They'll get all crazy and do stupid stuff and get all panicky. So I understand you have to just keep saying it doesn't exist because, as long as you can instill doubt in people, it'll keep the majority of the people from running off the rails. I don't know what people, okay, if you know that there are terrestrials out there, what are you going to do about it? I know what white men will do. They will just shoot at it and kill it because that's what white men do. But the rest of us, black folks, are probably invited to the cookout and say, come through. Because we peaceful people. There's a lot of peaceful people in the world, you know. So I'll take a look. I'll inquire. I'll snoop around, Harry. I'll find out. Somebody else seen some terrestrials. Listen, listen. If a terrestrial stopped by me, let me listen. Let me tell you something. Terrestrials, you might not know. Maybe you've not been paying attention to what's going on this planet, but I'm a black woman. So anything that you're gonna say or whatever is gonna pale in comparison to what I have already dealt with on this earth. So I mean, you could beam me up if you want to, or you could disintegrate me or whatever. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not gonna be afraid. I'm just, unless they're like monsterish, that's my fear. That's the only fear I have, Harry, about UFOs. If they're monster-like. But if they're not monster-like, or even if they're monsters and they're nice, I could get with it. You know what I mean? Like you could be a monster and not want to like kill me. Monsters get a bad rap. They do. You know. Because I feel like if you look like an alien, like the movie Alien, the monster in Alien, that would creep me out. I don't know if I could sit across from you and have a conversation. Because you drippy, all that kind of stuff would just gross me out. And you could be nice. But that would be my own bias. I'd be like, oh no. But if you like trying to do me in, I'm gonna have a problem with you. You know. I like the monster movies, Harry, where people where they come and they try to be nice to us and white military men try to kill them. That's all. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I'm intrigued now. I'll be on the lookout. I'll keep my eyes peeled to the you met an alien who happened to speak Spanish. What does that even mean? Are you being insulting? Like are you trying to say people are aliens? I would never call a person an alien. Alien. And you must have met some that spoke Farsi too, or Czechoslovakian, or you know, you must have seen some too. God, I would never say that. First of all, I would never call anybody an alien, a person. I don't even, what do you get out of that? Why would you? I don't even get that. Alien. Everybody's on this planet. How they're not from another world. They're from this planet. You know, I don't get it. But you don't got to be white to do the work of white supremacy. You don't have to be white to do the work of white supremacy. I know plenty of black, brown people who do the work of white supremacy every day. You know, you don't say extraterrestrial, just say terrestrial. Because you know what? We're terrestrial too. You know, so I'm of the mindset that there is life forms out there. There is other life forms out there. How can it not be? I just can't imagine that we would be the only ones. We're not the only ones. And now that they're doing all the space exploration and they could send cameras far and far, they could see where water was, they could see where life was. And space is very, very vast. It is beyond what we can comprehend in the science that we have now. So I'm excited. I love space. I always have loved space stuff. I love it. Um, uh, and I think we should put more money into space exploration, but in a humane way, not let's just go out there and drag back whatever and explore it and dissect it. Not that kind of way. I don't want to see that. That's so colonizing and so uh, anyway. Anyway. So you know. Well, I'm gonna see. And I'm just going up to the Berkshires. We'll see what happens. So we're going up for the day, spending the night, and then drive back. It's like I was trying to explain to somebody going up to the Berkshires. It's like being in the country, I guess. Yeah, it's like being in the country. It's the country. It's beautiful, open space, you know, big sky. It's like that. And you know, everyone should get away to the Berkshires or someplace like that. Not maybe not for a week, but for as long as you could do it, you know, as long as you could do it, get some fresh air in you, take it all in, uh, see what's happening. Uh, let's see what else is happening in the world. Is it me? I'm about to take a break in a minute. And I'm fasting because I'm gonna go do blood work after I get off air. I'm not going to the gym today because I gotta go do blood work. I have to get it out of the way because I see my doctor next week. And she frowns on me when I don't have the blood work done. So I'm gonna get it done so it'll be ready when she sees me so she can say whatever. So I'm gonna go do it today. I hate blood work because you have these small veins. So I'm trying to drink enough water so that it'll pump up the volume, whatever. So I forgot what I was saying. So anyway, I know them Kennedys want to push that Robert F. Kennedy Jr. off a cliff. When I first saw him, I didn't realize he was a Kennedy. I just thought, well, they share the same name. He's a he's a he's an all-out fool, that one. I mean, every family has one though, right? Like every family has one that just goes off the rails. Just have one that goes off the rails. And then he tells this whole story to Rosie O'Donnell back in the day about he hit this bear cub, puts it in his car, runs around and has to do stuff, and realizes, oh, I got this cub. Let me go dump it in Central Park. And there was a whole bunch of articles about this. This was before cameras and all the stuff. Because he did that mess now, they would have all kinds of angles of him doing this. And he drops his bear cub, is dead in Central Park. After he killed it. He killed it. And drops it in Central Park. And then doesn't tell anybody. Like, just goes on. If that ain't some white privilege, I'm gonna tell you something. He's like, oh, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? That you have no regard for life, for life. That you think that your life is superior to that of animals. And you think that dominion over means no care or concern. That for me just says he's not fit for anything. That you are not fit for anything. Just that right alone, you're not fit. And then the conspiracy theories that you espouse, with all the education, with all the money, with all the wherewithal that you come from and have, you would lean into conspiracy theories, false narratives, lies and deceit around health, drugs, all the things. And you want to run a whole country? No, sir. So now you done made a deal with Trump, which I didn't, let me tell you something right now. If I said somebody, I hated somebody and I'm not going to deal with them or talk to them, I would never go back and deal with them. There's somebody I know right now who I said to their face, I'm never going to deal with you. We never going to be friends again. Don't look to me. Don't include me. Don't invite me to any of your ish. But I got to stand on my word. That's it. So he's crazy. He's a fool. And I don't blame the family for putting out statements. He not like us. Every time them candidates should come out to talk about him, they should play. He's not like us. He's not like us. He's not like us. That's what I think. So I'm gonna take a break. I will be back. Harry, I don't even know what you're talking about. A young lady like his Uncle Ted. His Uncle Ted isn't a young lady. And Ted is dead. So I don't know what you're talking about. So anyway, I'm gonna go take a break. I'll be back at 10:15. Y'all keep it locked.